Welcome to your daily dose of sales inception. I'm Drew Norton, the Everyday Sales Leader, and I want to talk about challenging the status quo. Just being bold in your approach to sales. So yesterday, if you listen, we kind of talked about why your mindset is everything and how you view yourself as a sales professional makes such a profound difference. And I think that goes right into what I want to talk about today, where it's sometimes I think if you're new to sales or if you've even been doing it a long time, it can be difficult to be bold. It can be difficult to challenge your clients or your customers' beliefs. And why is that? I think sometimes we're afraid that, hey, they won't like us, or we're afraid we might offend them, or we're afraid of how we'll be perceived at the end of the day. And what I've really come to appreciate is that a good salesperson is going to help challenge somebody's beliefs, often their limiting beliefs. And just to give you an example of this, I was actually at a networking event this last week, and I was talking with an individual. He was asking about some of my goals and my dreams for the next year and what I was working on. And I shared something with him, and I said, hey, this is the path I see to scale things in my business. This is what I love doing. I don't see it as scalable. And what I love that he said to me is, hey, can I challenge you on that? And then told me how he thought I could scale this part of my business. And you know what? Here's the funny part. He didn't know me. I felt like a very bold thing to say. And I think he was just doing it out of a place to serve me. And I appreciated it. And, with some context, he didn't have the entire context. So although it wasn't that I disagreed with him, it did open my eyes to a couple ideas. And I believe there's a lot of people out there that want someone to open their eyes, that want someone to be a guide, to be a leader, to be bold to them, to be an advocate for them. And what I found is most of the time people are fighting for the things they don't want. Fighting for things they don't want. And they could use someone to show up in their corner and fight for them. And sometimes that's what we're doing when we sell somebody. Sometimes you have a conversation with someone and they give you all the excuses of why they can't move forward and get started. And they need someone to step up and say, hey, look, it's time for you to make a change. It's time for you to stop being a slacker. And look, I'm not saying you go and you call people names. And sometimes when you recognize what's holding someone back is fear, and it's not that you don't have a good product or service or that they have what they need, it's like address that, call that out. And it's really hard to do that if you don't believe in your product or service, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't view yourself as someone who's helping people get the things that they want, if you're more concerned about what they think of you than helping them, that's going to be really hard to do. And it's just so powerful when you can help someone change their mind. There's some ways you can do that too. Simply asking, hey, can I challenge you on that? Like I was the other night. I welcomed it. I'm like, sure, yeah, I'd love that. If someone's a little more assertive, I love words like, hey, could it be possible? Would it be a bad idea? How sure are you? How certain are you? Would it be ridiculous to suggest? Some phrases like that can maybe ease in to that challenge. And a lot of times, look, maybe you're a capital raiser in real estate and you're meeting with someone who's looking to invest money into real estate. Maybe you're a financial advisor and someone's looking to invest, move their 401k. Maybe you're an insurance agent selling life insurance and client starts telling you what they've heard or what they know. Listen, what I've also found is most of the time what they think they know came from their uncle who knows nothing about what he's talking about, and he's just heard some piece of information that he's regurgitating. And so remember that you're the professional. And remember that when someone says something incorrect or wrong, we don't have to, we don't have to argue with them. And sometimes the opportunity is in challenging people's current beliefs and helping them see something else they maybe didn't realize before. It's hard to do if you don't believe in your product or service. It's very hard to do that if you don't believe in yourself. And so what I would challenge you to look for is to look for opportunities to help somebody see a different way of thinking about things. And look, it happens all the time. I can guarantee there's objections you get that come up very often and very common. And so sometimes the best way to handle those is to bring it up before they do. If you can, that's going to be the best. And then secondly, when someone says something where they're not fighting for themselves or where they're not looking out for their best interests, that's where you can really challenge people and help people out too. And people are looking for someone who will step up and lead them and help them make a decision at the end of the day. And sometimes the best way to do that is by challenging what they already believe, being bold, and being willing to say, what it is that they need to hear. And so I think if you can show up with a mindset that, hey, I'm going to say what they need, I'm going to tell them what they need to hear, not what makes me feel comfortable, it's a lot easier to step outside your comfort zone. If you believe that. If you believe, hey, I'm going to do what's best for people no matter what, when I show up on that sales call, when I sit in that sales meeting, when I'm prospecting on the phone. And look, we can do that without being a jerk. We can do that without being rude. Once again, the other night, guy I hardly even know, we're having good conversation. I love that he said to me, can I just challenge you and your thinking on that? And I appreciated it and welcomed it. And I think you'd be surprised how often people want someone to challenge them. I don't think we want to be argued with. We don't want to be told we're wrong. And I think, just saying, hey, would you be opposed to hearing another point of view? No, you seem like you're open-minded. Could I share a different belief I have on that with you? And most of the time, I found people are going to tell you yes. So look for ways you can challenge people and serve people and get outside of your comfort zone. Find an opportunity to be a little bit more bold, and you'll find it will likely not only serve you, but really serve them at the end of the day. I'm Drew Norton, your everyday sales leader, and this is your daily dose of sales inception.